Good morning, everybody. We're looking through, what are we looking through? Judges 8 and 9. And here we're looking at Gideon. And we could ask the question, who is Gideon? But I prefer to ask the question, who is Father in this? What is Father doing in this? As we read this story, there's not a lot of things about Gideon that I would ever want to take on, that I would want to look to his example for. But I want to know Father because I want to be like Father. So as I look at it, I do ask the question, well, who's Gideon? And I see Gideon hiding in a wine press, um, threshing wheat, because he has to hide in order to try to have some food for his family. And then when he's called by Yahweh and to be the judge, and then he gives them instructions what to do in his hometown. The first of all, we can talk about this, how before we can do anything else, we have to cleanse our home, cover our family, put things in order there, and that's what he's told to do in his hometown. But we see again he's hiding. He's hiding behind his father when they come after him. His father is the one who stands up and defends his son. And and but we see him in these positions of weakness, and very soon he's chasing down kings. He's chasing down kings to put them to death. And here in this whole thing, Dad reduces what little army Gideon has down to 300 against about 135,000, an army of 135,000. We know that because we're told 120,000 fell in the battle, and basically they killed each other, and Gideon is chasing down the kings who had 15,000 men left around them. And still, you would think that 15,000 against 300 would be enough, right? But not when Yahweh's on your side, because that's what the whole thing is here. Gideon was reduced down to 300 so that nobody could steal the glory away from Yahweh, because the glory must always go to Yahweh, because we in ourselves can't do anything. It's always by the strength of the Lord. It is always, today we know it is by Jesus Christ. How do we overcome? By Jesus Christ. How do we go beyond what we're able to do? By Jesus Christ. We're not called according to our ability. We're called according to his faithfulness, according to his grace, according to his mercy, according to his justice. He calls us. And then he works through us. It has nothing to do with us. He called Gideon, who was the youngest of a family in a small tribe, and this is what he tends to do. He calls the weak, he calls the underprivileged, so that everybody would know it's him doing it. Is he egotistical? Not whatsoever. He is the center of everything. Without him, we don't even have life. If he stopped thinking about us for a nanosecond, we're gone. The air in our lungs belong to him. Our very life belongs to him. So we can't turn around and claim that we've done something when it is him. All praise is due him. All praise is due him. So as we look at the story of Gideon, we should realize that Gideon is the parchment on which Father is writing about himself. That's what we have to understand. Gideon here is the parchment on which Father is writing about himself. And do we live our life that way? Do we live our life in such a way that Father is receiving the glory, that everybody knows that we're living a life, we're living such a life that we don't have the ability to live that life. We can only live it because it is Father who's living through us. It is Jesus who's living through us. Do we live a life like that? Do we give him all the glory? Or when he does things through us, are we taking the glory for ourselves? Something to think about. Okay, you guys be blessed. Stay safe. Stay indoors. Stay safe. And continue to pray for those who are dying in our hospitals. Continue praying for our frontline workers in the grocery stores and the hospitals, and our truckers and warehouse workers. It really puts things in perspective, doesn't it? We've gone from making entertainers and the sports heroes, the idols of our society, and we're finally realizing who it is that actually makes our society work. You guys be blessed, be encouraged. Love you all.